Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to another Pick a Card Tarot reading here at Transform with Ryan. And today we are going to be taking a look at your future spouse once again. And this time, though, in the reading today, we're going to be looking at their career and finances. And we're going to get as super detailed as possible. I have an idea from Spirit about how to look at the financial situation part, so that's going to be really, really fun. I can't wait to try it out and see how you all like it. Now, tuning into your future spouse's energy, go ahead and close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, meditate in and out, and of course, meditate in and out. Oh my God, take a breath in and out. And then you're going to, just throw that question out in the universe to get more information about your future spouse's career and finances. And when you are ready, open your eyes and see which one of these three images calls to you the most. We have first the mirror, second, the eternal child, and third, the offering. All right, so you will see down below the timestamps and the chapter markers to go to your reading, and I'll see you there. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your future spouse, their career, and finances. And we're going to get pretty detailed in this reading, so I'm looking forward to what messages and information comes through from Spirit about your future spouse today. Now, those of you that were drawn to the mirror card here, this is your reading, okay? So, what I'm getting so far to just kind of open up the conversation about career and finances, we're going to I'm going to pull some more cards from this deck for career. But what I'm sensing is that this person, your future spouse, part of their career has to do with image. Okay, so self-image, the image that you project to the public. All right, so a lot of their work and career revolves around that. So what could that potentially mean? So they could be some type of celebrity or public figure, right? Because that's all about image. Maybe they're a social influencer or a YouTuber. Perhaps they do with public affairs. Okay, so they help manage the public image of a company or a person. They could even be like a manager of sorts, right? They could be in human resources, okay? So those are some of the things that have to do with public image. And the other thing that I'm getting to is, when we look in the mirror, we see our reflection. And a lot of times it's about diving deep into ourself, discovering who we truly are. So this person may even be some kind of a coach or a mentor, a life coach. They could be a therapist, a counselor. Maybe they lead retreats, okay, so that people can see who they really are on the inside. They very well could be an author, right? They could write books, publish books. I'm thinking things like, Brene Brown and Mel Gibson. Wait, is it Mel Gibson? I feel like I have the last name wrong. Mel Gibson is an actor. The one who did like the 5-second rule. It's Mel somebody. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now. Maybe as my star fam is so good at doing, you can comment down below this person's name. Mel Robbins. I think that's her name, but you can confirm down below. So someone that works basically in the field of self-improvement or even mental health. All right, sort of the psychology of things. Maybe some of your people are even hypnotists or past life regressionists. Okay, so those are some of the careers already that I'm getting for your future spouse, but that's just the start of it because this is a general reading. So we're gonna pull some more cards out here with this deck to get some other ideas about their possible career, and then we'll move into the financial situation, okay? And one more shuffle here. did this with another reading. I flipped it over this way. Oh my God. Okay, so we're just gonna take it. So bizarre that this started happening after all the videos I've made. So the first card out is we have Courage. By shining brave and true and bright, my courage now returns this night. Oh, so one thing that I actually didn't mention is law enforcement. Okay, so that's a public figure type thing. Law enforcement, a judge, a lawyer, something like that. And I'm so glad this card came out to kind of remind me of that potential option because those people have to have a lot of courage. And they could also even be like a firefighter, even, okay, first responder, that type of thing. Although I'm not feeling the first responder one as strongly, but in any case, it's like public services, okay? So think of like when you go to city hall or like town government, that type of thing. So that would be another option. And of course, with this courage, when we think of people who are therapists, who help people with self-improvement, self-development, they have to have a lot of courage to go with their clients to face those shadow aspects of themselves, those difficult aspects. And definitely, if you're a public figure, you have to have a lot of courage to put yourself out there in the world because not only will you get a lot of people's praise and adoration, but you'll also get a lot of that criticism, right? And these people, they definitely have to do a lot of speaking to strangers, speaking out in public. So their work does require a lot of courage on their part. Next, we have best possible decision. Artemis, goddess of the bow, help me see what must be known. So this definitely applies to people in law enforcement and those that help others navigate through some difficult mental health issues, like, the therapists and things like that. And publicists too, they have to make the best possible decision for the image of the person that they're representing, right? And so law enforcement, they have to make the best decisions to uphold the justice system. And, therapists and counselors, they have to make the best decisions for their clients to guide them through these difficult energies and kind of know when to push, when to pull. So what I'm getting is, the career that your future spouse has, they have to really be brave and confident in what they do because other people's lives and well-being depends on them. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do experience a bit of stress. I'm actually going to move this over here so we can make some room because I did intend to draw 3 cards here for the career part. And so the last one here is prosperity. So this is good news. This definitely speaks, I guess I'll read the bottom too, sorry. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. So what is amazing when it comes to career and finances is already we know that your future spouse is going to be very successful in their career path. So they're going to make, I would say, more than the average income or salary, depending, on what part of the world you live in. They're going to be above average as far as annual income or salary here. What I'm getting to is that a lot of their prosperity is thanks to their reputation, okay? Because they get a lot of referrals, they get a lot of recommendations for the quality work that they do. So in their career path, what I'm hearing from Spirit is they're very skilled, they're very good, they're kind of at the top of their game when it comes to their career, all right? And what I'm getting is, from those recommendations, people actually seek them out. So they're never really in any position where they have to scramble for a job, okay? If they are unemployed, it's because they choose to be. Because they choose to take a sabbatical before they move on to the next job or the next position. What I'm getting from Spirit is actually, when they change jobs, a lot of times it's because an opportunity presents itself to them. And it's like, okay, that sounds like a good opportunity. I feel like, I've done all I can at this current position, or I'm ready to move on, whatever. I'm going to jump on this next opportunity. So what I'm seeing is it's really not hard for them to make money. have a job, have a position. Because again, they do really, really quality work here. So that's amazing. Okay, so I wanted to pull some tarot cards here to get a sense of like their work-life balance, all right? Because I think it's important to kind of understand that your career doesn't really define you, you know? And then some people, they're in careers that really resonate with who they are, and other people are in careers just because they're good at it, but perhaps it's not their passion. And, you know, that's, I guess, what people have hobbies for. So let's just kind of get some more information about their career. Maybe there's some highlights about their career history, their career path that will also come through with these cards. So we have Queen of Wands. Okay, so they're definitely passionate about their career. They really love it. They love the work that they do. It's really interests them, okay? It doesn't feel like it's just a paycheck for them. Oh my God, King of Wands on top of that. So this combination here, so the King of Wands already speaks to mastery, right? But the fact that you have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, it's just like they are ultimates in their career path. So not only are they those people that get really good reviews, but it's kind of like they go above and beyond in their career. So, you know, it's the difference, I would say, between like a 4 out of 5 and a 5 out of 5. So I would say your future spouse in their career path, they're like a 5 out of 5, okay? I'm hearing the word renowned. They're like a renowned, insert one of the jobs that we talked about earlier, okay? And oh, this is sweet. Spirit is telling me they actually get recognized at their job too. So they get awards for the work that they do. Oh, snap. Okay, go ahead with your bad self, future spouse. And next we have Six of Wands. Oh my gosh, hello, victory. So this definitely speaks to getting those awards and those accolades. They get recognized for their work. My goodness. A lot of people look up to them and respect them and idolize them. I would even go so far to say a lot of people want to be like them when it comes to like career goals, you know? The people, if they have people underneath them that they help manage or organize, whatever, that they're the boss of, like I'm thinking of the word subordinates, but I don't know if I really like that word. In any case, like their subordinates look up to them and it's like hashtag goals, right? Like they look, I want to be like so and so when I, you know, progress in my career. So that is amazing. Oh my gosh, so your person is really all about this life. The Magician. Dang. This is an insanely good reading. So your future spouse, my gosh, they make magic happen. That's part of their skills. It's like when everyone else, what I'm hearing from Spirit is with your future spouse's career, again, one of the ones we mentioned before, it's like they're kind of, they can be thought of as like a fixer in a way, okay? It's like, you know, people have gone to see other therapists, people have worked with other lawyers, people have had other publicists or whatever, and they didn't quite cut it. And so they meet your future spouse and it's like, dang, like they really turn the tables here. They like do that 180 degree and they fix whatever mess someone else kind of made when they kind of botched up the job previously. So this person is magical. It's kind of like with your future spouse, it's almost like they make the impossible happen. Like when other people fail at this, their peers or their coworkers, if you will, it's like they come through. They know how to make it happen. It's like they're that problem solver. It's like, wow, they're the big guns. There you go. That's what they call it. It's like, you know, when you try all these other strategies, like time to pull out the big guns to get this thing done, which now that I think about it, I don't know if I really like that phrase, especially with everything that's been going on lately. But anyways, it's more the sentiment than the phrase. So forgive me if that is a point of sensitive topic there. Next, we have Wheel of Fortune. Okay, they're destined to do this. Okay, so they're one of those people where their career path is aligned with their life purpose. And also their passions, because we got the wands here. Oh, this is amazing that they have this, because I know so many people are so unhappy with their job, but this person, they really feel fulfilled. They feel aligned with what they're doing. They definitely feel like they're in their element and that this is their calling. Okay, and lastly, we have the 10 of Wands. So look at this. They're very, very skilled. They have a lot of experience in their career, and it's like good quality experience. And that's why they're looked up to in amongst their peers and their the fellow people that are in their profession, is because they know how to bring things to life. They know how to get things done. They know how to manifest. They know how to make miracles happen when it comes to their job. So not only do their coworkers and stuff really love them, but the people that they help love them, right? So like the lawyers, the therapists, the life coaches, the publicists, if they're social media influencers. I thought it took me a while to find that word. Their fans really love them and adore them because they have this wealth of knowledge and experience that they can use to get the job done, to help people out. Oh, dang, I love that. Okay, so what we're gonna do with the finances here is we're going to pull out some cards here, and we're going to pull out 3. Okay, so this is going to be in like US currency, USD. So what we're going to do is we're just going to presume that they make money in the thousands. Like that's their salary for sure per year. And then we're going to see, we're going to pull 3 cards out to get these numbers here. Okay, this is just for fun. Obviously, this isn't going to apply to everybody, but maybe it'll give us at least a ballpark about their finances. Okay, so, real quick though, in addition to their finances, this came through for me while I was reading your cards. They have a lot of streams of income here, okay? So their career isn't the only way they make money, okay? They have investments, they have property, they have digital assets. And maybe they even have a side gig, okay? Like, some of these social influencers, they teach classes as well. Or they write books, right? So there's multiple streams of income in regards to finances for your future spouse. Okay, let's get into this fun part, all right? So the first number out we have is going to be, oh my gosh, this one, which is a 6. Okay, so I'm gonna put a 6 there. And the next one out is, wow, okay. Spirit is like, surprise, surprise, surprise. Another 6. Okay. And this, is a 3. Okay, that's very, very interesting. So I would say this is sort of like the upper limit of what they could be making annually, which is a really, really good number. For some, it might even be something like this, 63K, 66K, okay? So these are the numbers that we're kind of working with here. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed this last part just as much as I did. So fun, huh? Okay, so that was all about your future spouse, their career, and finances. Thanks for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you are calling in from your reading today so that you can begin that pathway for it to become a reality. And of course, feel free to share this video with others and subscribe to this channel. Now, I'd like to extend a very special invitation for those of you that want to go beyond a general tarot reading. Specifically, if you would like to learn how to align with your purpose and learn how to achieve your goals. So if you go to the description box down below, you will see that there is a link to book an energy alignment session with yours truly. And on that call, we will come up with a very specific roadmap and plan for you to align with your purpose and achieve your goals. I look forward to connecting with you on your energy alignment session. And until next time, sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And today, like we mentioned earlier, we're going to be taking a look at your future spouse, getting some super detailed information on their career and finances. So for those of you that were drawn to the Eternal Child card, this is your reading. So what I'm getting with this Eternal Child card to kind of get the conversation going is your future spouse's career definitely involves a lot of imagination. Okay, children are so good with their imagination. It's very, very expansive. So what I'm sensing as possible careers for your future spouse, we'll get a little more details here in a moment, is that they could be an actor, a writer, they could be like a comedian, an entertainer, really, in general. So they have a lot of imagination. They can put themselves in other people's shoes as an actor. They can really entertain people, make people smile, make people laugh, make people cry, whatever, right? And they can weave these very interesting stories. So some kind of writer, whether that's a book, whether that's a TV show or a movie, they're very skilled at that, at sort of sharing these imaginative stories. The other thing that is coming through as far as imagination goes is entrepreneurship. So your future spouse has their own business, okay? Now with children, they believe beyond what's possible. And so what I'm sensing is for a lot of them, they don't typically have this sort of 9 to 5 job where they go into an office, they clock in, they clock out, right? And they have their salary, they have their benefits, that kind of thing. That's not your future spouse at all. They have a lot more freedom and variability when it comes to their career path and even their income, okay? You know how sometimes people, they kind of have a set salary, right, that they get every month, and then sometimes they get a bonus or whatever. Like your spouse is not financially in that place. Like some months they make a ton of money, other months maybe not as much. And so there's a lot of variability here when it comes to their income. What else am I sensing here? Oh, the other thing that I'm sensing too is if they're not any of the previous things, this person works with children, okay? So they understand children, and they could be a teacher, for example. They could be a nanny. They could work as a daycare, what are that called, like daycare attendant? I don't even know. They could also be like a pediatrician, right? Educator might be one thing, but again, more for younger people. I don't really feel like this person is necessarily like an educator for university. Okay. Oh, the other thing that came through is also an animator. Okay, like they work in film animation, so like Pixar, right? And DreamWorks, those studios that create animated movies. Obviously, Disney, right, is another one. So those are some of the career paths that I'm seeing. Therapist is another one, but again, more therapists for children, okay? Yeah. The other thing that came up is like a clown. I don't know how many people have that kind of career these days. Like they work as a clown or maybe they work in a circus. Um, uh, I'm also hearing like Cirque du Soleil, those types of things, if you're familiar with Cirque du Soleil. So like acrobats and they put on this kind of performance. So performances that bring like that awe and that wonder and imagination to life. Um, yeah. Okay. So let's take a look here with these oracle cards to find out more about their career. And then we'll pull some tarot cards as well. Oh, this is very, very interesting. Um, your person sounds like a lot of fun. So, first out, we have letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Wow. So, this I feel definitely is speaking to giving people that opportunity to forget about their worries. Okay. And that's what storytelling and entertainment really do for people. Okay. It kind of takes them away and out of their day-to-day problems and brings them into this world of fantasy, a way for people to kind of detach from some of the things that are challenging or difficult at the moment. So this is what this is kind of at the core of what your future spouse does, is sort of this escape from some of the hardships of reality and this more light and joyful time and period. And for those of them that kind of work with children, especially in that therapy role that I mentioned earlier, it's definitely helping to heal any of these childhood wounds and traumas so that ideally they don't affect their clients as they get older. Wow, that's really beautiful. Okay, now next we also have best possible decision. Nice. This actually came out for the first card reading as well. So what I'm hearing is they're really great at crafting those stories, crafting that entertainment. And a lot of these decisions that they make are super duper subtle. So they have an amazing eye for detail, okay? So when they're working with people, when they're coming up with a story, planning out entertainment, they have a really great eye for detail and these subtle nuances that make a world of difference in the amount of entertainment people have, the amount of healing they receive when it comes to therapy, right? That type of thing. And so, when I look back on my time learning about marketing and how to create presentable images online on my YouTube videos and things like that, there's all this like attention to detail, like the spacing of the characters, what font you use. I don't know why this idea of Woody from Toy Story. Have you ever watched Toy Story? There's like what, 4 movies of Toy Story now, and then Lightyear came out as like a prequel. And so anyways, like imagine the detail that comes into mind when you're creating a character or sharing a story and crafting like the storyline itself. I'm constantly amazed at the level of detail that these animated movies have these days. Like, I'm comparing watching the animated version of like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast to like Moana and Frozen. Like, my gosh, the detail. Like in Moana, I couldn't believe how real the water looked and how beautiful and intricate the plant life on the island looked. It's mind blowing. So your future spouse really has a knack for that. And I'm sensing too, as an aside, that it carries into their real life. So they're able to notice subtle differences in their day-to-day life. They'll probably even notice subtle differences in you, like any changes to your hair, your outfit, your weight, your mood even. I'm sensing with this inner child, they're very empathic because children are very empathic as well. They feel the energies of all the adults around them, even if they may not have the words for it yet. So your future spouse is definitely empathic, and it serves them not only in their career, but in their just day-to-day interactions and relationships. And next we have fertility. Let's all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. So this is speaking to the fertility in their career. And what I'm hearing is that, when we think of just the natural process of life, like the seasons of life, birth, living, death, right? That process, there are periods of time where things are really abundant, really fertile, really busy. And so your spouse's career has that type of energy as well, where it's like they go through the busy season, right? I'm thinking of like accountants. I think it's like at the end of the month, a lot of the accountants, it's like time to um, uh, bring the books in order, put them in order, and like reconcile all the finances, the expenses, um, and income, that kind of stuff. And also with healthcare, even, right? Like, um, one of the busiest times for a lot of healthcare settings is during cold season, cold and flu season. It's really busy. So there are these peaks within their career, and then there are these lulls as well. And I would say the bulk of a lot of the income and finances are made, obviously, in those peak seasons here. Um, yeah, very interesting. Maybe some of them could be in some sort of agricultural career as well, because this fertility card came out. Very, very interesting. Okay, sweet, sweet. So let's pull some tarot cards out next, because let's get an idea of their career life, their work-life balance, for example. Some people, they're in a career path because they're good at it, but maybe they're not as passionate, and maybe they don't enjoy it as much, and that's what hobbies are for. Or maybe, like, they really feel really aligned with their career, and they feel like they're of purpose. And let's see what other details kind of come through about their career as well. So we have Eight of Wands. So definitely a lot of movement here. There's these bursts of movement within their career. It could even be that they have to move a lot for their career as well, especially, when we're talking about entertainers, they have to travel to different locales and different locations. Okay, so there's a lot of traveling involved with their career. We have Nine of Coins, beautiful. So it's stable. It's a stable career for them. There's always a steady stream of income for them. Um, and it affords them a really good life, okay? Hanged Man. Ooh, I love this. So their career definitely puts them in a position to understand the perspective of others, which makes sense if they're, especially if they're storytellers or therapists or entertainers. It's like they have to put themselves in the shoes of their clients, their audience members as well. And, one of the things that I think about with filmmakers and animators is like they always say, like, we have to look at this from the perspective of the audience, right? Because you, as the storyteller, as the filmmaker, maybe as the therapist, like a lot of times you have an idea of where the story is going. You understand all these details, and it's about what details do you put in? What information do you share so that the story flows, so that the healing occurs, right? So that's really awesome. I love that. So they're really good at looking at things from another person's perspective. Again, because they have that eye to detail. Next, we have 10 of Coins. Beautiful. So this speaks, what I'm hearing from this is family energy, right? So they bring families together, whether chosen or birth families. And that makes sense because, I go to watch the circus, or I often go to watch shows with my family, with my friends. These movies, they bring a lot of families together to watch this movie and enjoy it. That's one of the things that I do during the holidays with my family, especially because a lot of movies come out, right, during holiday season. And in the US, the holiday season would be like summer break, right? Summer vacation. You have Thanksgiving is another big time for movies and stuff, and around Christmas time. So their career brings families together, brings people together. And with, the therapy work with children, teaching children and stuff like that, they're creating a bit of a community, if you will, within the classroom. Or if it's like a group therapy thing, they do that as well. And for, one-to-one therapy with children, or teaching children, it's really to help them be a part of society, help them be with their family, okay? Especially if there's some trauma or something that needs to be healed. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this actually came out for the first reading as well, and the same message comes through that they are really aligned with their life purpose here. So this is a career that they not only enjoy, but they feel fulfilled by. They feel like this is what I was born to do, this is what I was meant to do. And we have Seven of Cups. So look at this. Definitely, they spend a lot of time daydreaming and imagining things up because the Seven of Cups is all about dreams and options and different pathways that you can take, right? And that's essential to story crafting. That's essential to working with children as well because you have this unlimited imagination. And this unlimited idea of what's possible for you, and whatever story and characters you're talking about and sharing with the world. So this is really, really amazing. There's something else trying to come through with this Seven of Cups energy. So I'm trying to hone into it and get some clarity for all of you. Okay, so one thing that came through just now is wishes. So Spirit wanted me to say that, the fact that they're able to do this career is like a wish being granted for them. And that they wish that everybody is served and fulfilled and enjoys the work that they do as well. The other thing that I'm getting is sometimes, and it's funny because I'm looking at the cards and I see clouds here, I see clouds here, and sometimes their head can be a bit in the clouds, right? It's sometimes maybe they don't know how to rein that imagination in. Sometimes it could be a bit hard for them to be very grounded and very practical in their day-to-day life as well. Okay, so those were some of the messages that came through with this card. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit fun here when we're going to look at the finances. So this is going to be in USD, just because that's where I live. That's where I was raised, in the US. So we're going to look at USD, and we're going to pull 3 cards, and that's going to show us this combination, potential combinations of numbers for their annual income, annual salary, when it comes to your future spouse. All right, so this is fun. It's a little bit silly, I will admit. And so just take this with a grain of salt. This is sort of just like an example of what this could be like as far as their financial situation is, okay? So we have this card. I'm sensing this card, and I'm also sensing this card. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have a 4, an 8, and a 5. So their income could look very simply like this. 485, right? Or they could be like 85. K, 48K, 58K, 84K, right? So you get the idea. So you can mix those numbers up. It can even be like 845, 854K, 548. 584. So it can even be in the 6-digit range. So that's really amazing. Congratulations. Those are really good incomes overall, right? So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed that last part just as much as I did. And this is all about your future spouse, their career, and finances. Thanks for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you are calling in from your reading today so that you can begin that pathway for it to become a reality. And of course, feel free to share this video with others and subscribe to this channel. Now, I'd like to extend a very special invitation for those of you that want to go beyond a general tarot reading. Specifically, if you would like to learn how to align with your purpose and learn how to achieve your goals. So if you go to the description box down below, you will see that there is a link to book an energy alignment session with yours truly. And on that call, we will come up with a very specific roadmap and plan for you to align with your purpose and achieve your goals. I look forward to connecting with you on your energy alignment session. And until next time, sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading here on Transform with Ryan, speaking about your future spouse, getting that detailed info on their career and finances. So, for those of you that were drawn to the offering card here, let's get into your reading. So, what I'm sensing for your future spouse with this card to kick us off is your spouse is in a service related field, okay? And so I'm thinking about healthcare services, right? So they're offering their knowledge, their expertise, their aid in helping people feel better from physical or mental health ailments. So, doctor, nurse, physician assistant, x ray tech, um, radiologist, pathologist. Maybe they even work for, the CDC here in the US. So, whatever the equivalent would be in your country. The CDC is the Centers for um, Disease Control, okay? And I'm also getting that they could even be in some sort of religious role. So I don't know all the religions. I know some religions, the religious leaders can get married and others they can't. Like I believe a pastor can have a spouse, a priest, not really, a nun, not so much, right? So they do work in some sort of spiritual vocation or religious vocation. Um, and I'm also hearing that they could even work in environmental services, right? So taking care of the earth. And I'm really with the offering, it's kind of like offering back that care and love that the earth has given us as human beings. And this green color here is just speaking to trees and grass to me. And we have this pink, which makes me, and orange, which makes me think of like flowers, sunlight, right? So they could work in some sort of environmental job, maybe even be something like a park ranger or, forest ranger. What are the ones in Canada called? They like wear that red coat and that brown hat. There's a name for that career. I remember seeing that in like the Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoons when I was like very, 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 very young. Not a mountain man, or is it? Oh, what is the name of that career? I hope one of you knows. So, in true Transform with Ryan Star Family fashion, comment down below if you know which career I'm talking about. The ones that work in like the forest and the mountain ranges in Canada. I have not thought about that career in ages. It's so crazy that it came up during your reading. Anyways, moving on. The other thing that I'm thinking of is sort of uh, NPO, like a nonprofit organization, okay, or humanitarian efforts. So, in the US, we have the American Red Cross, we have other organizations, could be like Doctors Without Borders. Um, there's another one too. That's kind of like the American Red Cross. A lot of people from college do it. AmeriCorps. There you go. So, whatever something like that is for you in your country, they do that type of work as well. So, humanitarian work, environmental work, some type of service industry, right? So, speaking of service industry, they could even be in construction, right? Building homes for people. They could be in the food industry, so offering delicious meals for people, okay? So anything where they're providing a service to another individual, okay? Now, so that's quite a wide array of jobs. But definitely what I'm getting is it's kind of not like, like people that do like stockroom, like unpacking boxes and inventory. Like it's not like that. And not to say those occupations are bad or anything. It's just like that's not what I'm sensing here with your spouse. Okay, let's get some more information from this oracle deck here. So we have health. Oh my gosh. Hello. Healthcare, where we're not just talking about that. So helping people improve their health and offering solutions. Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright. Bring to me your health and might. So also, um, what I'm hearing too is environmentalists, right? With this Mother Earth thing. And you know what I forgot to mention as well? Veterinarians or zoologists, biologists, marine biologists, those types of people. So that's other environmental work, okay? So working with all forms of life on the planet, I guess would be like a quick way to look at it. Wisdom on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. So, what I'm hearing is your future spouse's career really requires them to be smart. Okay. I'm hearing that, a lot of the careers that your spouse could potentially have, they had to go to some sort of training or higher level education to be able to do their job. So, university, master's degree, doctorate degree, PhD, or some sort of specialized training, vocational training. I know like forest rangers, park rangers, that kind of crew, they have their own special training that they have to go to as well before they are, allowed to be fly solo in their work. So I'm hearing that your future spouse, their career is kind of dependent on them being book smart, all right, being able to get the good grades and do well in school. Obviously, there is, some need for a degree of street smarts, right? So for people to be really effective as a healthcare provider, you can't just be super smart, right? Book wise, you have to be smart when it comes to social cues or what people call emotional quotient. Like the best kind of healthcare provider has a high EQ, not just a high IQ. All right. So there is an element of that comes into play. Oh, interesting. We got this card for card number 2. So this is letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So what I'm healing. Oh my gosh, I'm combining words again, guys. What I'm feeling with this card is that their work really is dependent on a lot of healing, okay? Letting one state of being go in exchange for a healthier state of being, all right? I'm hearing a lot of release. I'm hearing a lot of cleaning up is really the phrase that's coming through from spirit, is cleaning up the body, cleaning up the earth, cleaning up poverty, cleaning up injustice in the world. Okay, so sort of like setting things back to right, like bringing things back into balance and correcting any wrongs. And that's what a lot of these nonprofit organizations do as well, and these services do, like AmeriCorps, American Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, that kind of thing. um I feel like there's something else coming through from spirit that I can look at with all 3 cards regarding career. This is interesting. So when I'm looking at this, we have HWL. So random. I normally don't tune into things like that, but it comes to mind the word howl. Okay, like a wolf howl. It's like, sometimes people write things without having the vowels in there. And so with this howl, I'm hearing that with the offering is they help people with work through pain. Okay, so with healthcare, that's very obvious, right? The pain of being ill, being sick. With those non-profit organizations, those humanitarian efforts, it's relieving the pain of social injustice, of poverty, of starving, right? And of basic human rights and equality and fair and just treatment, with like the cooks and the chefs that's relieving the pain that can happen with hunger. um, and spiritual pain for those of your future spouses, again, that have that more religious or spiritual vocation or a calling. So that's howl of reliefs, right? Like when you think of animals that howl, like wolves and dogs, they do it when they're in pain or when they're mourning. And so part of their role in their career is healing those wounds, healing that pain. Beautiful. Wow, so beautiful. So let's pull some tarot cards and let's get some more info on their career. You know, some people, they don't have a very good work-life balance. And some people, they have a career that they're good at, but maybe they don't really enjoy. And I guess that's why some people have hobbies, right? But let's take a look at that. Let's kind of take a look at these dynamics, work-life balance. Do they feel aligned with their career, that kind of thing, and whatever other details Spirit is able to share with us. So we have Six of Cups. Okay, so I'm getting this is definitely like something they dreamed about as a child. They dreamed about doing. It could even be that this is something that was kind of handed down to them. Okay, like maybe their father was a chef, their mother was a doctor, or whatever it is. So it's kind of like a family tradition to kind of work at this career or this profession. Oh, wow, Wheel of Fortune. This card came out for every single reading. So they are definitely aligned. This is their destiny. They're fulfilling their life purpose and their calling. Ten of Coins. Wow, this came out with the other reading. So definitely this is healing people, healing families, and with this old couple here, what I'm seeing is like prolonging life. So you have all these kids and this elderly couple. So this idea of prolonging life, right? Helping people live longer than they would have without the aid, without the assistance, without the medicine, without the food, whatever the case may be, all right? Without the home for people who build homes. And then we have Three of Cups. So their work definitely is like a communal effort. This isn't like a one-man show, one-woman show. Their work is really all about coming together and working as a team, working in unison with other people to achieve a common goal. That is what I'm getting here. We have the Nine of Wands. So yeah, I would say their job can be a bit stressful at times. And not only do they experience that stress, that worry, that anxiety, but so do the people that they help. And it's so funny that we see this house here because we were just talking about how some people don't have a home. Some people are living in poverty. And we see this house here. Something else is coming through. That's why I paused, guys. Don't worry, the video didn't freeze. Or maybe it did for you, but now it's back. What I'm hearing is that the work can sometimes be a bit heavy for them as well. Like they love what they do, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it can be a bit burdensome to kind of carry the weight for not yourself, but other people as well, because they have to, you know, assist people as they go through this rough patch. So they're not receiving assistance themselves, right? Their energy is going to support them and whoever they're working with. So the work can be quite draining, quite exhausting for them. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is there are times, and this is where you're gonna be very helpful for them in the relationship. There are times where they lose hope. Maybe they get a little pessimistic, little less optimistic, right? Because it's like the work is never done. There's always people that are gonna need help, that are sick, that are starving, that are poor, that have no home, right? And so sometimes it can be overwhelming to them in that regard. And so they're going to need you there to be that refuge. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. And I know you can do this for them and you can support them in this aspect with all the good work that they do out there in the world. And lastly, we have Seven of Coins. So this kind of feeds with the Wisdom card. So your future spouse is like very intelligent, very smart, and they can see like the step-by-step process to get things done. They're also, I'm hearing they're also, for the most part, pretty organized. Um, that they have a good head on their shoulders. I'm hearing too that they're quite practical. Okay. Um, they tend not to bite off more than they can chew, but sometimes the job requires it of them. The job requires them to push through with that extra burst of energy, to um, have that endurance and that stamina. Sometimes emergencies come up in their line of work, and so even if they're tired, they still have to go and address it. That's what I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing that they have a good amount of discipline, okay, for the work that they do. Um, I'm hearing with this wisdom as well that, with the Seven of Coins, like kind of pulling that energy together is they can be a bit innovative in their problem solving, because that's really what they do, is they solve problems. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting at the core of your spouse's career and calling, is they're problem solving. So they know some ways to be more efficient, right? From their experience, they know how to do things more efficiently. They have that real life experience and knowledge that they can apply to make things more efficient and faster when it comes to whatever processes that they have to do. So really, really cool. Now this part is kind of like a fun part of the reading, okay? So we're going to look at their finances, specifically their salary or their income, okay? And I'm gonna pull 3 cards, and we're just gonna assume that they make more than $1,000 a year. I think that's a safe bet, and that's US dollars, because that's where I live, is in the US. And so we're just gonna kind of get a benchmark for some possible annual salary or annual income that they can have by drawing 3 cards here. So naturally, just do the conversion as it applies to where you live, and you can get an idea for how much money they make. And this is just meant to be fun, a little bit silly, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. But I really wanted to give as detailed information as possible when it comes to finances, okay? So that card was trying to wriggle free from the crowd. And that one too. And one more. Spirit, one more card, please. This one. Okay, so we have a 4, a 2, and a 5. So definitely their salary could look something like this. Okay, so 425K, it can be 25K, 45K, 54, 52K, right? It could be 254K, 245K, that kind of idea, 452K. So it can be any one of those amounts. So I hope you found that just as entertaining as I did, and I hope you really enjoyed your reading about your future spouse, their career, and finances. Thanks for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you are calling in from your reading today, so that you can begin that pathway for it to become a reality. And of course, feel free to share this video with others and subscribe to this channel. Now, I'd like to extend a very special invitation for those of you that want to go beyond a general tarot reading. Specifically, if you would like to learn how to align with your purpose and learn how to achieve your goals. So if you go to the description box down below, you will see that there is a link to book an energy alignment session with yours truly. And on that call, we will come up with a very specific roadmap and plan for you to align with your purpose and achieve your goals. I look forward to connecting with you on your energy alignment session. And until next time, sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye.